Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New York Mets Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on MLB The Show 23. Today, we take on the month of September. And with that, means some September call-ups. But since this is a Legends series, we have to be a little bit more focused on who we call up to the big leagues. One of that is probably going to be Evan Longoria. We could see Jonathan India get called up. We could see Billy Hamilton get called up mainly for speed purposes. Like if we get him on the bench for like a pinch run situation, we could maybe have him steal some bases. That could be a possibility. Charlie Blackmon could get called up. You never really know. We could also have Strasburg come back up because we know that he didn't do very well in the 21 games that he played before we moved him down to AAA. But in AAA, he's 3-2 with a 3.48 ERA. So that's not amazing, but I mean, he's Steven Strasburg. He might be able to get called up. Like I said, Jonathan India, Clay Holmes could even get called up to be in the bullpen. We've got some choices to make. Kenley Jansen could get called up. That's also a possibility. There are some interesting options here. I think one of them is going to be Evan Longoria. I think that is just, it makes some big time sense. So Evan Longoria will get called up because he can play first base as well. So that gives some variety here to all these other guys. Then the next player that we are going to call up is probably going to have to be somebody that can go in the bullpen just to give us another arm for the playoffs. And I think that might be Strasburg. It could be Strasburg, or it could be Clay Holmes or Kenley Jansen. I don't really know who we would go with here. Clay Holmes has 36 saves in AAA with a 2.40 ERA. Jansen has 46 saves, so Jansen in AA has been dominating. Jansen has dominated in AA. I feel like one of these guys has to go up. One of them really, really has to go up for the postseason. I just don't know who it's going to be. Probably Kenley, because Kenley's done so well at AA. Let's move. Actually, Kenley's not even on the 40-man. Neither is Clay Holmes. I'm going to put both of them on the 40-man just so that they are ready in case we need to move them up later. So there's both of them. And we are going to move Kenley to the bigs so that he is now in our bullpen for the postseason. I feel like having another arm that can go deep into innings is going to be very, very useful. So those are the September call-ups we're going to have, and we will simulate a road until we get to a road series, maybe against the Marlins or Phillies. But we also got to keep an eye on the standings because we are a few games away from clinching the NL East. So we got to keep an eye on that. Let's simulate the series against the Mariners and see what happens. The Mets don't have a AAA lineup. Okay, so we took 2 of 3 against them. That is not clinched just yet. We have a 2-game set against the Nationals, and we are getting some injuries, but we split 1-1 with them. Spencer Strider's back. Still haven't clinched yet. We'll simulate against the Twins. Right? Should we simulate against the Twins or against the Phillies? Because those are probably the two teams that I would be willing to play. And the Phillies are kind of bad, so maybe we should play against the Twins. They've got Roger Clemens, Andy Pettitte, and George Kirby. Let's play game 1 of the Twins series with Kershaw and Roger Clemens. I think that'll be a fun series between two pretty good teams. This could be a future World Series matchup. You could definitely see that happening. But that is going to be the game that we play. Obviously, this is what our lineup is looking like. Derek Jeter had a huge game last episode, if you remember that one. He was really big in the fact that we won the game. He was one of the key reasons why we won that game. Mike Trout is hitting 39 home runs this year, which is pretty crazy. Cabrera's got 42. Stanton's got 32. Ryan Howard's got 41. Sosa's got 30. Griffey's got 36. We are pounding home runs left and right. And now we get to see Clayton Kershaw on the mound. I think for the first time in this series, we get to see Kershaw on the mound. But this is the lineup that we're going to be going with. Jeter at the 1, Trout 2, Griffey 3, Cabrera in the 4-hole, Stanton 5, Ryan Howard 6, Sosa 7, Posada 8, and Kinsler 9, the guys that you have come to know and love. And we will get into this game in Minnesota, the Twin City, against Roger Clemens. It's going to be a hard game, but I hope we can get that W.
From One Twins Way in Minneapolis, welcome inside Target Field. Two of the best teams in the game square off. It's the New York Mets taking on the Minnesota Twins. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Coming up on the first pitch, and today's starting pitcher, Roger Clemens.
Boog, 8 solid innings this last time out, picked up the win.
All right, we lead off with Derek Jeter. First inning in Minnesota, Target Field, and Jeter's starting with a nice leadoff single into right field. That's what the captain does, man. The captain delivers. He does what he does. And now Mike Trout, who is having a fantastic season, hitting home runs, one of his better power hitting seasons, and he's going to continue getting on base with a huge double that I might be able to send Jeter home with, and I think I am. RBI double for Michael Fishman. Huge leadoff there, and now the kid steps up. Only hitting 290. Kind of surprised he's hitting so low. But Griffey might be able to bump those averages up if he can get an RBI here, send Mike Trout home. Still nobody out. Roger Clemens kind of in a deep hole in the first 3 batters. Griffey stares at that one, and that's going to be a ball. 2-2 count to the kid. Come on, Griff. You got this. Oh, that's going to be a full count. Stares at it up in the zone. Full count, and Miguel Cabrera, somebody you don't want at the plate with 2 runners on. You don't want at the plate with any runners on. But if Clemens walks Griffey here, which he won't do, he will pop him out, yes. So I'm not going to run to third there. Griffey almost hit a home run there, but now Cabrera steps up with 1 out and a runner on second. He's got a 1.111 OPS, 42 home runs, hitting .341. Miguel Cabrera could be winning a batting title at the least, maybe even an MVP this season. We got to check the awards because I'm not sure what the award race is looking like, but we could be having our hands a triple crown. That would be pretty phenomenal, and they don't call that strike 3. Thank you. 2-2 count. I'm just glad they didn't call that strike 3. That could have ruined our entire momentum of this first inning. Gonna stare at that one inside. 99 on the gun. Stanton comes to the plate after Cabrera, but I want Cabrera to get on base somehow. And he's gonna do it via walk. Roger Clemens walks Miguel Cabrera. Runners on first and second with Giancarlo, don't call him Mike, Stanton at the plate in the DH spot with a 3-1 count. And I was behind that 2-seamer. I was very much behind that 2-seamer. I was trying to make it too perfect, and I was way behind it. But I'm not gonna be. I was gonna say I'm not gonna be behind that one. I was also behind that one. Okay. Come on, Juice. Figure it out. Get the timing down. He's given you 2 very good pitches. That one also very good. Missed it as well, but at least the timing was a little bit better. So that's good. But it's a full count to Giancarlo Stanton. Going down in the zone. That's going to be a double play. Inning over. Oh, we had all the momentum in the world. We had all the momentum in the world, and I messed it up with the Giancarlo at bat. But Clayton Kershaw will take the mound for the first time on camera, even though this is the final regular season game we will see this year. And Tony Fernandez leads off for the Twins. He sends that to right field. Sosa underneath it, first out. Now we've got Tony Gwynn, one of the greatest pure hitters in Major League history, and he shows it off right there with a 1-out single into left field. Not really much you can do against Tony Gwynn. He is one of the best. Willie McCovey steps up, and maybe we can get a double play opportunity. We'll have to see what happens with the slider 1-2. Doesn't get him chasing. Okay, we'll go circle change then. Maybe the circle gets him. It does get him to move, but he foul tips it off. Tip. So we'll go with the 12-6. Maybe the 12-6 can get him. No. Stares at it. Good discipline from McCovey. We'll go with a slider again. Back to the slider, and it's ball 4. McCovey takes a base. And now it's Larry Walker at the plate with runners on first and second. This is a very dangerous spot for Kershaw to be in. Nobody's going after that slider. Maybe I need to put it in a different spot. The 12-6, possible double play opportunity. Ryan Howard to Jeter. Back to Kershaw at first, and the inning is over. So just like how the Twins ended our half of the first, we ended their half the same way. And now Ryan Howard will lead off the top of the second, hitting the 6 hole. And Ryan Howard, I've yet to hit a home run with him since we traded for him a couple episodes ago. But maybe things will change with this pitch. Ryan Howard. No, it's not going to be a home run, but it could be a double if he gets on his high horse. Unhook the plow. Ryan Howard walks into second with a leadoff double, top 2. Very good way to start. Yes, sir, Ryan. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And now we've got Sammy Sosa. 2-1 count. Nobody out. Runner on second. Come on, Sosa. There it is. That ball's hit high. It's hit far, but it's not hit deep enough. Center fielder makes the play, sends it to third base, and that's the first out. Jorge Posada, between him and Jeter, these two have been the most consistent hitters in our entire lineup when we actually get into games. Posada moves Howard to third, but he will get out himself. So there's 2 outs and a runner on third. That leaves for the 9-man Ian Kinsler, who is a 2-time Gold Glover. Maybe he can win his third. You never know. And Kinsler fouls off the 4-seam. 1-2 counts. Come on, Ian. You've been pretty good. I need you to be even better. Kinsler over the head. No. Caught by the second baseman, Rojas. And the inning is over. I thought that might sneak over the head of Miguel Rojas, but it does not. Masataka Yoshida steps up to lead off the bottom of the second for the Twins, and he will get a first pitch single into center field, leadoff single for Yoshida. And Nolan Arenado, very dangerous hitter, steps to the plate, and he sends this one to deep center field. Mike Trout goes after it, walks backwards, makes the catch, and that's the first out. So a little bit of a kind of terrifying throw, but Willie Mays hitting the 7-hole. Very weird that Willie Mays would be hitting the 7-hole, but when you've got a talented team, I guess it makes sense. Yoshida takes off for second. He's going to be safe. Posada couldn't get it in time. It was close. It was a bang-bang play. But Masataka Yoshida survives the throw, steals the base, and Willie Mays is walked. This home plate umpire needs an eye check. What was that? I don't know how. Oh, Cabrera kind of bobbled it. You got to adjust the throw to make it just first. Jonah Heim is out. He could have had a double play, but Cabrera struggled to corral the ball. But I can't believe we were even in that spot in the first place. Willie Mays should have struck out there, but the home plate umpire said, no thank you, that's going to be ball 4. Jeter steps up. He's 1 for 1. We go top 3 with a 1-1 count to Jeter. And Jeter hits that into right field. Will Larry Walker make the play? Yes, he will. And that is the first out. Trout steps up in the 2-hole. He has a double and an RBI in his first at-bat. Maybe more. Ooh, that one had some potential. That one had some potential. That's going to be a ball. 2-2 count to Trout. Come on, Mike. Show me what you're made of. Show me that you've got the real deal skills. Very poorly placed curveball by Roger Clemens makes it a full count. And Trout is going to get past the shortstop, Fernandez, for a 1-out single. He had the green light, and he makes him pay. So now Griffey comes up with a 1-out and a runner on first. Come on, Ken. You got 36 home runs. Let's make it 37. Let's just make it 37 bombs. But that's going to be a foul tip and a 1-1 count, or 1-2 count, excuse me. Come on, Griffey. Do it for the team as he stares at that two-seamer. Clemens is really pitching him kind of cautiously. First two pitches go to the outside of the plate. And another one goes to the outside of the plate. Griffey had to go chase it. And this one will again be into deep left field, but Yoshida makes the play. And that is going to be the second out. Roger Clemens may have figured out how to pitch against Ken Griffey Jr. All right, here comes Miguel Cabrera. He walked in the first. Didn't really get a chance to do much when he walked. But he's got a 1-1 count now. Clemens with a dangerous pitch, and Cabrera makes him pay. Curveball low in the zone. Cabrera smokes that up the middle of the field, and that is a 2-out single, moving Trout to second for Giancarlo Stanton. Come on, Giancarlo. I messed up your first at-bat. I don't want to do that again. And that was such a good pitch. And it could be a home run, but it dies at the very last second into the glove of Yoshida for the final outs. Unbelievable. 2 back-to-back at-bats for Giancarlo Stanton that I screwed up, where he should have probably had home runs, but I just messed it up. Didn't really get good enough contact. I got decent, but this home plate umpire is killing me, man. That's 2 strikes that he's missed. And Tony Fernandez hits that ball deep into center field, but Trout tracks it, makes the play. Tony Gwynn up now. He got a hit his last time up, and he will not get a second one. Ryan Howard grounds it and steps on first base for the second out. Tony Gwynn doesn't really run that well. Not that version of Tony Gwynn, at least. That is the hefty version of Tony Gwynn, the older version. But still a dominant hitter. Ken Griffey Jr. sits underneath the final out, and we go top 4. Still leading 1-0. Ryan Howard will lead off the top. Come on, Ryan. I need you to smoke a baseball. How did that not get higher up in the air? That was a curveball, a meatball, and I didn't send it over the wall. Unbelievable. Maybe I should power swing. That one's going to be low fastball. Great spot. The 1999 Hank Aaron Award winner, Sammy Sosa. And Sosa got enough of it, but Larry Walker said, not today. He said, not today. I'm going to get that ball. And that's 2 down in the inning for Jorge Posada. Can Posada win his second, or get his 6th Silver Slugger? That would be pretty darn amazing. I don't think he's going to do it, although we got to check the award races. Miguel Rojas bobbled the grounder, but he does end up recovering and making the out. So we go bottom 4. Larry Walker will lead off for the Twins. Kershaw has pitched fairly well today, as Cabrera snatches that one and throws it to first for the first out. I've been pretty happy with how Kershaw has played. Yoshida got on base last time he was up, and he swings past that fastball. Let's see if we can get him past the slider as well, although nobody's chased the slider today until Yoshida goes after it. Struck out swinging, and Kershaw gets 2. Now let's see if we can get out Nolan Arenado. A tough hitter to get out. But he swings at the fastball, fouls it off. We'll go with the 12-6. This could be very dangerous, but I'm going to try to risk it. Here comes the 12-6. He hit it into shallow left field. Jeter goes after it, and that's the end of the inning. Mets lead 1-0, top 5. Ian Kinsler will lead off. It's 9-1-2 in this inning. Come on, Kinsler. And Ian will foul off the splitter. 1-2 count to him. 80 pitches now for Roger Clemens, 81 after this one, and Kinsler got enough of that. Maybe not. That one felt good off the off the bat, but it doesn't go far enough. Willie Mays is underneath it, and Jeter steps up. 1 for 2 today. Arguably should be 2 for 2, but whatever. That one's going to be ball 2. 21-year career with the Yankees and Mets. I know, it might be sacrilege to see Jeter in a Mets uniform, but you get used to it after a while, especially when he's productive like this. 2 for 3 today, 2 singles, and he keeps the inning going, keeps the momentum going. Mike Trout double and a single today. On pace for the cycle. Just saying. And he will not be on pace for the cycle when he grounds into a double play to end the inning, but it's a fielder's choice because 90 speed is fast enough to beat the throw. So he does make it to first, and Ken Griffey Jr. 0 for 2 today because Roger Clemens has been pitching away from him. He's been safe. But this time he pitches close inside. I wasn't ready for it, to be honest with you. And Larry Walker will walk underneath it. And that will end our half of the 5th. Willie Mays, 7, 8, and 9. 274 on the year for Willie Mays, and he swings past that fastball. 3,400 hits for Willie Mays in his career. Very good. And he misses the circle change high in the zone. Strikeout, swanging. Kershaw gets him. And now it's Jonah Heim, 0 for 1. Let's see what Kershaw's got in his bag of tricks. Jonah Heim, and Trout got a horrible jump on that ball, and it's going to go over his head into deep center field, back to the wall, and Jonah Heim's got a double. Trout got a horrible jump on that one. And Miguel Rojas will come up with 1 out and a runner on second. That one luckily will not advance Jonah Heim to third, as Jeter will send it to first. Ryan Howard steps on the bag, and that's the second out. But now we've got Tony Fernandez up, who could be a dangerous player. We'll try to get him out with no damage done. He doesn't go after the 12-6. See if I can get him on the circle change. Nope, doesn't go after that either. Draws the count full. Fastball down the middle. Sosa's got a trek. Can Sosa get there in time? Yes, he can. Inning over, no damage done. All right, Kershaw's doing a good job of getting out of trouble. And we go top 6 with Miguel Cabrera leading off. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. And Miguel Cabrera, is that going to fall? That might fall right into the stomach of Larry Walker. Just not fast enough as Miguel Cabrera gets a second single, a little blooper into right field. You love to see it. And now please, oh please, do not mess up for a third straight time with Giancarlo. I hate my life. Oh, I messed up for a third straight time. I'm trying to be too perfect with Giancarlo. I'm trying to get all the perfect swings to hit home runs with Giancarlo, and I just keep screwing it up. I hate it. Hate myself. This game's been pretty quiet, though, other than that first run in the first inning, as I was very late on that one. Not really much else. We've gotten 7 hits. The Twins have gotten 3, but other than that, it's been kind of quiet. We've also left 6 runners on base throughout the first 5 1/3. Is Miguel Cabrera going to be a 7th runner on base? Ryan Howard into left field. That's going to drop down in front of Yoshida, and that will be runners on first and second with 1 out for the amazing Sammy Sosa. Come on, Sammy. I'm 0 for 2 with you today. Let's change things. Let's make it 1 for 3, preferably with a 3-run home run. As he stares at that curveball for a ball. He's gotten struck out 135 times this season. Surprisingly, not as many as I thought it would be. Don't swing. That's ball 3. No, they counted it. I chose to go after it for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I thought it would drop. Maybe it was the curveball. Clemens' energy is going down, by the way. And that is a ball. So that's 3-2. That should have been a ball 4. Bases loaded for Posada. But instead, it's 3-2. And Sosa's got a chance to strike out here. Uh-oh, here we go. Sammy Sosa into left field. It's fair. And that's going to be an RBI. I'm going to send Cabrera home, but he could throw him out at third. He's safe just barely. Ryan Howard, that was dangerous. I thought Ryan Howard was going to be thrown out at third. Sosa delivers the RBI. And we lead 2-0. And they pull Clemens. Roger Clemens has been pulled. Who are they going to bring in to replace him? They pull Clark Schmidt out of the bullpen. A 5.35 ERA, 43 games, 66 strikeouts, 48 walks. All right, very interesting. Doesn't have the highest, or doesn't have the lowest of ERAs, but maybe we can take advantage of that. 1-1 count to Posada, and Posada will ground into a double play that will most likely end. No, he doesn't go 2. He probably could have got 2. Posada's not fast enough. But he chooses to go just 1, and it's a fielder's choice. And, more importantly, Posada gets an RBI. It's 3-0. And Kinsler will look at a 3-1 count with a runner on second and stare to walk. Thank you very much, Clark Schmidt. Jeter comes back up. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Come on, Jeter. You need another RBI. Keep your awesome campaign going, but he's going to go and get out of the inning. Yep, that's what happens sometimes, man. That's what happens. Unfortunate. I think I'm going to let Kershaw keep going. I will warm up. You know what? I'll warm up Kenley Jansen. We'll get him some rub. He's got a 19.29 ERA in his first 3 games he's played since being called up. That's not so good. Maybe we made the wrong choice. I don't know. But I'll also warm up Craig Kimbrell. Let's warm up the 2 of them. And we'll give Kershaw a lot of leniency. We'll let him go. See what happens here as Tony Gwynn gets a leadoff single. Maybe I made the wrong choice again. But it's just 1 hit. It's okay. If it starts to snowball, we'll try to figure it out. But Willie McCovey steps up with 1 on first and nobody out. 2-2 count. We'll go with the slider. It's been very up and down today, but it will deliver a strikeout. Froze McCovey for the first out of the inning. Larry Walker at the plate. He looks at a fastball down in the zone. He's grounded into 11 double plays this year. Maybe we can make that 12, or we can just get a strikeout. Either way will be acceptable. Thought that was going to go for a nice double. That would have been disgusting. But that's going to be Cabrera steps in front of it. Can he get anybody out? No, he can't. Everybody's safe. But kudos to Miguel Cabrera. I didn't know he had the athleticism in him to be able to dive and stop that ball from going into the outfield. Yoshida at the plate, and he will hit that ball deep into left field. Griffey goes after it, and he might have to make a big play, but no, they don't send the runner from second to third, and that's 2 down. Nolan Arenado, Nolan Arenado is at the plate now, and he's got a 1-2 count with 2 outs for the circle change. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Here's the slider, and Ryan Howard can't make the play. It's going to be an RBI, at least 1 for the Minnesota Twins. They're going to send him home. Throw it, Ryan. It's going to be 2. The Twins get 2 on the double. Why were we so slow to get that ball in? I threw it to the cutoff man because I didn't think he was going to come home, but they sent him home, and I thought I'd have him easy. All right, I think Kershaw's day will be done now after 6 as Howard goes into foul territory to get that one. But Nolan Arenado delivers a 2 RBI double to get the Twins back in this game. And I will go in and I will warm up Kimbrell. Let's see. Mike Trout, 2 for 3 today. He will stare at that sinker, making it 3-2. And Schmidt delivers a ball that will be thrown out at first. Oh, Michael Trout. That's okay, because Griffey's up, and he's got a 3-2 count, and he's 0 for 3 today. Ken Griffold Jr., I really would prefer if you didn't go 0 for 4 today. That's not a good look on me. Griffey gets past everybody. The shift does not work. And Griffey's on base. Thank God. I'm glad I didn't go 0 for 4 with Griffey. That's just sacrilege going 0 for 4 with Griffey. But now Cabrera, who is 2 for 2 with a walk today. Very good. Maybe, possibly, cementing his case for Triple Crown. After this game, we'll take a look to see just how the award races are shaping up. Because we do only have a few more games to go in the season. Next episode will be the playoffs as Miguel Cabrera walks for the second time today. And here comes Stanton again for the fourth time. I swear, if I go 0 for 4 with Giancarlo because I'm trying to make everything perfect, thank God. And I'm going to send Griffey home to give us back that two-run cushion. Griffey will be home. Stanton gets an RBI single, and we go back up by 2. And now Ryan Howard's up with 1 out in the inning and a runner on first and second. I'm going down and golfing for this one. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have went down and golfed for it. Why did you guys tell me to do that? Oh, end of the inning. But Stanton does give us an insurance run, something that could be very much needed in the grand scheme of this game. We pull Kershaw and we bring in Craig Kimbrell, who's 6-1 in 36 appearances with a 2.55 ERA. He could win reliever of the year. I would not be surprised if he is in contention for it, at least. But he's got a 2-1 count on Jonah Heim, who has been one of the guys who has a dangerous double in this one already. 2-2 count. Here comes the knuckler, and he stares at it. The discipline from Jonah Heim. But he fouls off that fastball. You know what? I'm going back to the knuckler. Knuckle curve. Oh, got him out in front of it, too. He barely got it. He's lucky he got anything on that. Yeah, he was very early on the contact there. Full count. Kimbrell sends the fastball. Howard fields it at first, steps on the bag himself, and that's Heim grounding out for the first out of the inning. 1-1 count to Miguel Rojas, and he will send that to right field. Sosa should be able to make the play, and Sosa does right at the foul line. And Tony Fernandez could be the final hitter of the inning for the Twins. We'll go knuckle curve, and doesn't get him swinging. Okay, here comes the two-seamer. Got him swinging on that one. Strike 3, inning over. Craig Kimbrell does his job. I am going to warm up Joe Nathan, and we're also going to sit down Jansen and warm up Trevor Hoffman, just in case. Just in case we need to save this door. Sosa's got a good pitch in a good location, and he's going to get that past the first baseman McCovey for a leadoff single. Even though they said I had good timing on that one, I feel like I was a little bit late. And I was more towards the late side. I got to get better with the timing, but at least I'm getting enough hits to where it's doing okay, and that's going to not get over the head of the shortstop Fernandez. Great athleticism. I thought for sure that would go over his head, but it does not do it. And now it's 1 out, runner on first for Ian Kinsler. And Kinsler, oh, he got all of that one. He got all of it. That's going to be in the gap. That's going to probably send Sosa home. You know what? I'm doing it. And they're going to throw out Kinsler at third, but that's going to be an RBI double for Ian Kinsler. I sacrificed Kinsler to get that third run home. Sometimes you got to sacrifice your players to make sure you can get a good enough lead. Derek Jeter got a rip on that one. And it's going to be off the glove of Yoshida. He almost made a spectacular play. That would have been phenomenal. SportsCenter top 10 if he would have made that catch. But now it's SportsCenter not top 10. Jeter gets on base for Mike Trout. 2 outs in the inning. And Trout, I missed it. I was so early. I got that off the top of the bat. Ugh. Disgusting swing there. And that is the end of our inning. Should I keep Kimbrell in? No, let's bring in the setup man, Joe Nathan, who has a 3.54 ERA. Let's set him up and knock him down for Hoffman in the 9th. That's going to be Tony Gwynn grounding to first base. Howard grabs it. What's that, the third put out for Ryan Howard? That's crazy. An unassisted out for Ryan Howard, and Willie McCovey sends that one to the moon. A no-doubt solo shot, and the Twins are in this one. Joe Nathan just wrong place, wrong time with that fastball, and McCovey makes him pay. So just like that, the Twins have life. Okay, I'm not scared. You're scared. Bottom 8, 1 out. Walker grounds that one to shortstop. Jeter fields it, sends it to first. 2nd out. And now it's Masataka Yoshida, who is 1 for 3 today. Hopefully 1 for 4 after this at-bat. He sends that first pitch foul, and we'll go with a slider here. This could be dangerous, but we'll see. And he just got a piece of it. I don't know how he did. But he did, and he fouls it off. Ooh, okay. Changeup goes foul as well. Now we pull out the 12-6. And he hits that one. Cabrera, man, Miguel Cabrera has been so athletic over at third base today. He has been making some moves. But the inning is over, not before Willie McCovey makes us notice him. That is for sure. And now we go top 9. We will schedule Hoffman to be put in to close the door in the bottom half. Unless we do enough damage here in the top half to not need him. But judging by the way we've been super inconsistent in this game, I don't think that's going to be a problem or a concern. Griffey to first base. McCovey makes the play and steps on the bag himself. First out. At least I got one hit with Griffey. And now Miguel Cabrera, who is 2 for 2 with 2 walks today. He's been super disciplined. And he could be looking at a third walk. You never know. 2-1 count. Clark Schmidt still in. I think for the third inning he's been in. And Cabrera, oh, I didn't get enough of it. Especially because the PCI was super low. Or not low enough, I should say. That's unfortunate. Cabrera finally gets out for the first time today. And now Stanton, who I have missed mainly all of my appearances with him. And oh my God, what was that? I was so late on that. I shouldn't even have swung, but I just... I'm trying to be too perfect with Stanton. I don't know why. It's only Giancarlo Stanton that I feel this way with. I don't know why it is. I guess just because he has that aura around him of just hitting absolute nukes. I want to try to recreate that, I guess. Luckily, I didn't get called third strike there. 3-2 count to Stanton. Schmidt delivers, and that's going to be a walk. Giancarlo survives the at-bat. Takes his base, and they pull Clark Schmidt for James Karinchak. Okay. We know a little bit about James from our Chicago Cougar days. If you want to go back and watch that on MLB The Show 21. Or 22, I should say. On the main channel. We know a little bit about him. And that one, two-seamer right down the middle. Probably should have hit for a big-time swing, but I missed it, as I usually do. And that one backs Howard out of the box, off the plate. 2-2 count. Unfortunate that Stanton doesn't have enough speed, but he might not need to have enough speed, as this count has drawn full. What is Karinchak going to throw here? To Ryan Howard. Right back up the middle. Almost took Karinchak's skull off. Oh my God. We got to go back and watch the replay of that. How close did that come to the back of his head? That could have been severely traumatizing for any little kids watching. How close did this come? Oh my God. Hold on. We got to zoom in. There's the baseball. Karinchak was mere inches from getting his dome rocked by a Ryan Howard fastball. Wow, that is insane how close that came. That is crazy how close that ball came to hitting the back of Karinchak's head. Wild. Thankfully it didn't, and it is 2-2 with runners on first and second for Sammy Sosa, who hits that ball into the center field gap. And he will score Giancarlo Stanton to give us a 3-run lead back. So we nullify the Willie McCovey home run, and now it's a full count for Jorge Posada. With 2 outs in the inning, Posada will foul off the two-seamer. Okay, no big deal, no biggie. No biggie bag. Because Posada will get a hit right here. Yes, sir! Wow, okay. I guess he won't get a hit. Strikeout, end the inning, but Sosa gives us that 3-run lead back, which is ever so comfortable. And now we got Trevor Hoffman, who's got how many saves? 40 saves in 43 appearances. Maybe he'll win reliever of the year. You never know. 1-2 count to Arenado, who had that RBI double earlier in the game. Here comes the slider, way out in front of it. He must have been sitting fastball, and he goes down swinging for the first out. Willie Mays up to the plate, 0 for 2 today. And Ryan Howard not going to be able to step on the bag for this one. Has to give it to Hoffman, second out. Possible final at bat for the Twins is Jonah Heim. And he looks at a fastball League leader in saves. Hoffman's right there, but K-Rod has 45. K-Rod is killing the game right now. Way out in front of the circler. And we've got one more possible swing for Jonah Heim. Call strike 3. Yes, sir! Ball game. Mets win 6-3. Hoffman shuts the door. And the Mets go on the road and take game 1 against the Twins. Good job. Kershaw gets a win. Much needed. That's a big one. It was pretty much a quiet game other than the first inning until we kind of opened the door in the 6th. Both teams scoring 2 in the 6th. And then we scored at least 1 run every inning after. Very impressive. No home runs today, but that's okay. So let's go simulate past the day, and then we will go check out the, although is that the standings? Nope, it's not. Let's take a look at the awards, like I said. So we've got, yeah, I was right. Miguel Cabrera is in contention for the MVP. I don't know if he'll get it. He's going to have to pass Hank Aaron, which is going to be pretty tough. Cy Young, Curt Schilling's in contention for that. Miguel Cabrera leading the batting title. Hoffman is in contention for the reliever of the year. Rookie of the year, Jose Bautista, Pete Rose, Ty Cobb. Yes, so the Hank Aaron, or the Triple Crown is possible for Miguel Cabrera. He just has to win the MVP, which he's currently battling with Hank Aaron for. If he gets a couple more home runs and a couple more RBIs, he will take the MVP and take the Triple Crown. Then the Gold Gloves, we have nobody in the battle for the Gold Gloves except for Jeter at shortstop, Griffey in left field, and then Silver Sluggers, we got Giancarlo at DH, Ryan Howard at first base, Cabrera at third base, Jeter at shortstop, Griffey in the outfield, and nobody else. So we've got a couple possible award winners, especially Cabrera with the Triple Crown. That could be very awesome if he takes that. But we don't sweep the Twins, and Schilling gets a loss, which could hurt his chances for the Cy Young. We're trying to beat the Diamondbacks here, and we split 2-2, but have we clinched yet? We have not clinched yet. There's still a world where the Braves could win. It's not likely, but it's still possible as we lose 2 of 3 against the Reds, and we have clinched at least a postseason appearance. We will make the playoffs, which is something that I kind of expected, since we do have one of the best records in the entire MLB, the second best other than the Twins, or other than the Rays, I mean. But let's finish this season strong. Actually, we get swept by the Marlins. What's happening, boys? Why are we losing? There's some big games. One against the Phillies. There we go. Yes! We clinched the division. The Mets have finished the season at 93. Wait, we finished the season? 93 and 57. Let me do the math on that. 93 plus 57 is 150. We haven't even finished the season yet. We only played 150 games. The heck? The Rumble Ponies finished the season and made the postseason. Oh, I'm an idiot. That was talking the Mets. I saw the Mets and thought the big league club, but I forgot that the AAA team is also called the Mets. But we did clinch the division, so we did. So my enthusiasm is backed up here because we did actually win the division. I just thought that we did it with. I thought the season was over for some reason. Let's take a look at, now that we've clinched that, let's take a look at the awards. How are they going? So Miguel has fallen out of MVP contention, but Ryan Howard jumps in. Oh, that's a change, and Schilling fell out of Cy Young. Cabrera's still leading batting title. And he's leading Hank Aaron, so he's not going to get the Triple Crown. No, Miguel. I want you to win the Triple Crown, but Hank Aaron's just hitting so many home runs. He's got 51. Howard's got 48, but 51 home runs for Hank Aaron. There's a reason they called him Hammerin' Hank. And the AAA team won the International Championship and will take on the Bees in the National Championship. Good for them. The AAA team got defeated in the National Championship game. That sucks. That is too dang bad. But we have finished the season horribly. Look at the month of September. We have lost so many games that we arguably shouldn't have. I don't know what's going on, but we'll finish the season. The Rumble Ponies won the divisional playoffs, and they're taking on the Seawolves in the championship. And we finished. There we go. Now I can have my excitement. The Mets have finished the season 97-65 and won their division. Will be taking on the winner of the wild card playoffs. The season has come to an end. Let's take a look at league leaders and all that good stuff. So Miguel Cabrera led the league in batting average with a 3.42. Absolutely insane. Now, if you're not familiar with how my wrap-ups go, I will show you guys all of the important stats and stuff, but I won't specifically talk about anything, but you guys can pause if you need to and take a deeper, more in-depth look if you feel so inclined. But just so it makes it go faster so you guys can, we don't get bogged down with all the stats and make the wrap-up a little bit longer than it needs to be. But you can see a lot of the same people leading each stat, so it seems like there were some dominant players this season, and then there were some not dominant players. But now we are back to the top. We'll take a look at the awards. We have a few award winners. Hank Aaron wins the MVP, hitting .326, 55 home runs, and 144 RBIs. This man had a crazy season. .326 average, slugged .710. That's the best he's ever hit, slugging-wise. .710 slugging is insane. Hank Aaron deserved the MVP. Cy Young goes to Walter Johnson. Schilling did get back in, but Walter Johnson wins the Cy Young. Very good season from him. Miguel Cabrera wins the batting title. .342 average, 44 home runs, 114 driven in, 414 OBP, 681 slugging. I mean, his OPS was over 1,000. Unbelievable for Miguel. Just sucks he couldn't win the Triple Crown. Ryan Helsley wins Reliever of the Year. Jose Bautista secures the Rookie of the Year. And Hank Aaron stole the Hank Aaron. No, he took his own award away from us. Miguel, I can't believe it. Hank Aaron just had way too good of a year to be denied anything. Oh, that's so annoying. We were in line for a Triple Crown. We only end up with one. But I can't believe Hank Aaron stole his own award away. Here are the Gold Gloves for each position. We win nothing so far. Everybody's been denied an award. Are we going to win anything? Miguel Cabrera wins Silver Slugger third base. Jeter wins Silver Slugger shortstop. But Griffey does not win any of the Silver Slugger outfielder awards. Man, we were denied all the awards. What's happening here? Here are the stats by the position players. Our leader in home runs was Ryan Howard, 48. He also had 124 RBIs. 281 average, so he probably could have won an award if he had a better average. But it's okay. Slug 586. Mike Trout, 45 home runs. Another really good season for Trout. How many home runs does he normally hit? 40 last year in real life, 45 in 2019, 41 in 2015. But this is the most he's ever hit besides 2019. And he had more RBIs in this year as well. And not as good of an average, but he had more RBIs. Hit 260. Pretty good season from Trout, and he finishes on a hot streak. That's always nice. Cabrera, we saw his numbers. He won Silver Slugger. Griffey had 42 home runs, 124 RBIs, 170 hits. 290 average. I really wish he would have got that average up a little bit, but it's okay. OBP of 354, 579 slugging, 933 OPS. Very, very good season from the main man, Griffeld. And we go to Giancarlo Stanton, who had 38 home runs. I mean, we had so many guys hit so many home runs. It's kind of crazy. 89 RBIs, 294 average, 361 OBP, 554 slug. Sosa has a 36 home run season with 106 driven in, 254. These guys are never going to hit crazy for average, but 254 is very good for Sammy Sosa. Derek Jeter, 24 home runs, 96 RBIs. We had a lot of those RBIs in games that we played. He was so good. 290 average, 355 OBP, 511 slugging, 866 OPS. Kinsler next up, 19 home runs, 68 driven in. Also had an on base of 330, so he was just constantly getting on base. 275 average. How many stolen bases did he have? He got caught stealing 4 times. Did I pass stolen bases? Yes, I did. 14. It's right after RBIs. 14 stolen bases for Kinsler. Posada had 18 home runs, 63 driven in. He stole 5 bases? Why is he stealing bases in the first place? He's got what speed? 27 speed, 7 stealing, and he's getting 5 bases? Unbelievable. 267 for him, 343 OBP, 420 slugging, nice. 763 OPS. Alex Gordon played in 87 games, had 247 at-bats. 14 home runs, 33 RBIs, stole 8 bases, 255 average, 322 OBP, 494 slug. And then we go to Votto. How many times did Votto walk? I'm just curious. 29 times. He played in 79 games, 290 at-bats, 12 home runs, 33 driven in, 272 average, 338 OBP, as you would expect him to have a high OBP because he's Joey freaking Votto. 466 slugging, 803 OPS. Gary Sanchez didn't really do much, played in 84, had 84 at-bats. Ketel Marte, 87 at-bats for him. Elvis Andrus had 130 at-bats, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, 238 average. So those are your position player stats. Here are the pitching stats. Schilling, obviously, we know how good he did because he was in contention for the Cy Young. 15-8. And like I've been saying the entire time, you got to add a 1 to everybody's ERA because of the added talent that's in the league. So technically, he would have thrown a 2.23 ERA if this was a normal season. So just kind of subtract 1 from everybody's total ERA. But that's a really good season from Curt Schilling, obviously, because he was in Cy Young talks. King Felix also had 15 wins. So did Kershaw, by the way. Our starters did very, very well. A 401 average, 209 strikeouts for Kershaw, a 1.23 whip. Kershaw had 15 wins, 136 strikeouts, 426 ERA, and a 1.38 whip. Maddox, we traded for him at the deadline, and he came in and got 14 wins, 7 losses, 370 average, 159 struck out, 114 whip, 1.14 whip. Spencer Strider, also traded for at the deadline, 14 wins as well. Ended on a cold streak, which is a little bit concerning headed into the postseason, but we should be able to figure it out. 5.13 ERA, 1.59 whip, 179 struck out as well. And then we're into the bullpen with JT Chargot. Had 10 wins coming out of the bullpen. 147 whip, 518 ERA. Sean Doolittle, 587 ERA, 1.61 whip. Joe Nathan had a 3.48 ERA, 1.22 whip. 50 strikeouts, 5 saves. Very interesting. Craig Kimbrell, we know his numbers. He was looking pretty good. 3.86 ERA, a 1.39 whip. Very, 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 very good. Strasburg, we ended up... Did he get called back up? It must have got called back up. 6-8. Kind of struggled. 5.06. 1.61 whip. Okay. And then Trevor Hoffman, 43 saves. How many blown saves did he have? He had 5 blown saves. 3 holds. Very interesting. Very, very good game. Very good season from Trevor Hoffman. Wish he would have won reliever of the year. 3.36 ERA, 1.30 a whip. So those are your numbers stat-wise for the boys. And we will take on the winner of the wild card, which is going to be... Oh, the Rumble Ponies didn't win. It'll be the Pittsburgh Pirates. Be it? To start the postseason. Now, I will say this at the top of next episode, but I'll say it here too. If you're not familiar with how we run things here on the playoff side of things, we play the entire postseason in one video. We simulate most games, but if we are in a losing situation, or we're going to get swept, or we are going to lose the series in any way, we will jump in, quick manage, and try to help the team win. If I can't end up doing it, then that's just how it is, and we lose. But then we will go all the way to the World Series if we do end up making there. And then if we make it to a Game 7, that'll be its own standalone video, Game 7 of the World Series. But if we don't end up going to a Game 7 and we win in like 4, 5, or 6, then that'll be at the end of the same playoff video. So that is kind of a little bit of a quick rundown of how we do things in the playoffs. I will also say that again at the start of next episode when we actually do play the playoffs. But that's kind of a little rundown. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We finished the first season here in New York. and we make our first postseason. We won the NL East, and we are looking pretty good to possibly make a World Series run. I don't know. We'll see how the playoffs go, but that's going to be for the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.